What the hell is the bat for?
They used to call me Crazy Joe, but now they can call me Batman.
Good morning, Mega Podlings. Crazy Joe here. I don't know what it is, but I just really, I don't feel like myself today.
That is better. I tell you, I'm just not myself when I'm hungry.
Everybody's striking the fan. We're going to Crazy Joe's concession stand. He's got popcorn, soda, and delicious wieners. Forget all the shows over here for Krazy Screener. He'll talk about movies and TV too. Crazy Joe reviews them all for you. He says fill the evil roll into one. Join Crazy Joe and get all the fun at Crazy Joe's concession stand. Crazy Joe's concession stand. He knows movies like the back of his hand. At Crazy Joe's concession stand. Keep wearing those pajamas.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Crazy Joe's concession stand. I'm Crazy Joe, and welcome to the party. Good to see you. It's another Tuesday night, another Crazy After Dark, and we're going to have fun. I think we have, oh, look at this. We got a guest already. Joining us already. It's Gary from Metro Obelisk Radio.
Hello.
Welcome.
Am I coming? Do I have a lot of echo this week?
I don't think so.
Okay. No, I want to apologize for last week because the microphone that was connected was my computer mic. I plugged in my microphone thing that StreamYard would automatically detect it, but it had been so long since I used StreamYard. It's been only like a year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why there was so much echo last week. I didn't notice it till I watched the clips that you uploaded of last week's stream.
Oh,
I was watching it just going, oh, crap.
I didn't really notice it. I didn't think it was that bad.
Okay.
We're expecting a couple more people, I think. I think Little Movie Perp was going to be here tonight, and I think Eric is coming, but they look like they're a little bit behind. Let's take a look at some of the comments before. By the way, we're not going to do it yet. Let's let some people get here. But tonight we have a giveaway, and our friends at Paramount have they've let me give away 5 digital codes to redeem the complete series of Beverly Hills 90210. So if you were a 90s kid, tonight might be your lucky night. You might be able to walk away with the complete series of 90210. So there you go. Were you a fan, Gary? Were you a 90210 fan?
I never saw a single episode of 90210. I didn't even watch the reboot that was on the CW in the late 2000s. If you remember that lasted what, 4 or 5 seasons?
I think it did last.
It was just called 90210. I do remember that.
Yeah, and then they did a revival of Melrose Place too.
Yeah.
Because the 90210 revival was going.
Yeah,
I never watched.
Yeah. No, didn't Fox do like another revival with like Ian Ziering and Tori Spelling where they came back?
They did, but
in like the 2010s.
That one was a joke, though. Like that one was like it was like a parody. Like they were playing themselves. Like the bit was the actors trying to make a reboot of 90210.
Oh, okay. Because
I didn't watch that either.
Because my introduction for the 90210 giveaway is starring a pre-Sharknado Ian Ziering. That's pretty much all I know from that. From 90210. You also had Shannon Doherty was there for the first 3-4 seasons.
Yeah, Shannon Doherty, Luke Perry.
Luke Perry, Brian Austin Green, who would go on to marry Megan Fox. That's the only reason I know his name.
For a while there, Luke Perry and Jason Priestley were like trading off. Because early on they were both on the show. Then like one of them left. I think Jason Priestley might have been the one that left, or maybe it was Luke Perry. Maybe Luke Perry left, but like one of them left, and the other stayed. And then the other one decided to leave, and the other came back again. So it was like they're like tagging off. Like, well, we need one of them. If Priestley's leaving, we got to get Perry back again. But I do remember I watched the early episodes. because it was like the hottest show for a while there back in the 90s. And I did watch the early episodes, and they always hung out at the Walsh house, which was where, you know, what's his name? Jason Priestley. What was his character's name? Was it the girl? Shannon Doherty was Brenda. What was her brother's name? Was it Brandon? Was it Brandon and Brenda? That can't be right. That's too similar. Who would name their kids Brandon and Brenda? Was his name Brandon? I don't know. But they were brother and sister, and Shannon Doherty left the show. And then I think the parents who owned the house, I think they left the show. And then Jason Priestley left the show, and I stopped watching. And then one day I tuned in out of the blue, and I'd missed several seasons, and it's a whole new cast of characters, but they were hanging out at the Walsh family's house. But none of the Walsh family was still on the show. And I'm like, who owns this house now? Like, why are they still hanging out in this house when the entire family is gone from the series? And I still don't know but I don't know. Kind of funny. But,
I just pulled it up. Jason Priestley played Brandon.
Wow. That's so ridiculous. Who would name their kids Brandon and Brenda? They're too similar.
Well, George Foreman named all his sons George.
This is true.
This
is true. And right now I have viewers named Brandon and Brenda who are like tuning out. They're like, F that guy, making fun of our names. All right, look, we got James Borland. James Borland gave us a whole slew of comments here. Let's see, everyone's thoughts on the Criterion Collection. Yeah, the Criterion Collection discs are quite expensive, but they're very good.
You should check my video out on that. I think I called it the Boutique Blu-ray Racket or something like that on my channel. I go into it for about 15 minutes.
James Borland I saw the TV Glow, a perfect movie that deals with nostalgia. Interesting. Okay. I saw the TV Glow, one of my favorite movies of last year, but I don't think that would be my takeaway, that it deals with nostalgia. Not entirely wrong. And that's the beautiful thing about film. It's subjective, right? So, oh, look, Sarah Hill. Is this the Sarah Hill that I know from, well, I'm not going to say. Is this the Sarah Hill that I know from off of these internets, or is it a coincidence? Let me know. And Lil Everett's here with a Yodel Ahihu. Good to see you, Little Everett. Joey's here. Hey, Joe, how you doing? I'm doing good. How are you? James Borland says he never saw 90210. And now Luke Perry's son is a wrestler in the WWE. I didn't know that. Okay. And sadly, we've lost both Luke Perry and Shannon Doherty. James says, my preference for a horror movie, it can be any kind of horror film, just scare me. Okay. I that can never be a litmus test for me. Getting a movie being scary, that can never be a litmus test for me, because I've never been scared of a movie. Now, I said that before, and somebody thought I was bragging. I'm not saying that to brag, because in a way, I find it disappointing. If that is an experience other people are getting from movies, then I see it as a flaw in myself that I can't have that experience, that I can't separate myself enough to do that. I don't see that as a brag. I see that as, if you're getting an experience from a film, and most people are getting an experience from a film that I'm incapable of, then that's a failing in me. I think that I'm just too steeped in movies and how movies are made and actors and directors that I can't maybe suspend disbelief enough. But then again, we may be playing a semantics game here. When people say a movie is scary, do they legitimately mean that it frightened them, that they got scared? Or is scary just the term we're using for something else, like maybe an uneasiness, maybe a tension, a feeling of suspense? We're calling it scary, but are we talking actual fright, like you're in the woods and you come face to face with a bear, you're going to feel fear? Do people get that kind of fear from a horror movie, or are we just using fear as a catch-all word? I don't know. What are your thoughts, Gary?
I think it depends on the type of scares that the horror movie is going for. Are you going for jump scares, or are you going for more atmospheric? Because if you're going for the cheap jump scares, well, I hate to break it to you, but it's only going to work one time. Because when you watch the same movie again, you know where all the jump scares are, so you're not going to be as scary. Not as scary versus be as scared. You know what I was going with.
Right.
Or you could go back and you could watch Dracula with Bela Lugosi, and the reason that movie still holds up and is still scary is because there's absolutely no jump scares, but the horror relies more on the atmosphere, on everything going around the movie itself.
But again, that's not what I would call scary. Like, are we using that just as a catch-all term when what we're really describing is like eeriness or creepiness? Is that? Sometimes I tend to be too literal. Like I've said this before. A phrase that really bothers me is I get annoyed by the phrase "that's what I'm talking about," because 9 times out of 10 people weren't talking about it. Like in Men in Black. They go into the weapons room and Kay's like, these are our weapons. And Jay goes, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm like, no, you weren't talking about it. At no point in this movie did you say, when will we get weapons? That's not something you were talking about. And people tell me like, you're being too literal. You're being like Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. So maybe that's where I'm being with when people say, is a movie scary? When I say a movie's never scared me, maybe I'm being too literal because I think people are, maybe people don't mean what I think they mean when they say scary. I don't know. Not the rabbit hole I intended to go down tonight, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think of a rebuttal. But again, I think if they focus more on atmosphere and not just on cheap jump scares where the sound goes really, really quiet and then they just hit you with all that sound all at once,
right?
Like a lot of modern horror movies do. I can't stand that because, like I said, to me it's very cheap because you're only reacting to the loud sound, not really what's going on the screen. Because it could just be a random character popping up. It's like, oh, hey, Brad, and that's a jump scare.
Yeah, hang on one second. I'm going to. I think he was coming. I just want to text Eric and Perp and see if they're coming by.
All right.
And I also invited Dan from Dan Reviews It, and he may be coming late. But he's in a movie. Like he went to see Good Fortune, so he won't be able to join us until his movie lets out. So I don't know. It might just be you and I tonight. Who knows? And Lisa's here. Good to see you, Lisa.
I will give you 7, even though 7 is not a horror movie. Like 7 was scary to the point while watching it in my friend's dark basement.
There we go. Harrison says, I'd say, oh, look. And there he is. I literally just texted you.
Oh, I don't have my phone. I don't think.
Harrison says, I'd say scary is kind of an umbrella term that encompasses all those feelings, suspense, eeriness, scared, etc. All right. You're just joining us. So let me, I don't know if you heard any of it, but we were talking about how I have a tendency to be a little too literal, like Drax. And I've always said I've never been scared of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now somebody accused me of being of that was a humble brag. They said, "Oh, that's a humble brag. I don't find movies scary." And I said, "No. I actually personally find that as a character flaw."
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I'm maybe incapable of suspending disbelief enough to accept the fear, and I wish I could. But I'm also wondering if I'm taking the word scary when people are talking about a movie, that movie was scary. Am I taking it too literal? And they're not actually talking about real honest to God fear, but they're talking about something else, like maybe suspensefulness.
Right.
Or I don't know. What do you have thoughts on this?
I don't know. Like as I've gotten older, I'm less scared of movies. I think when I was younger, I was probably more afraid of them. there's more of like an unsettling, I guess, is probably for me. There's movies that make me feel very unsettled, especially psychological horror films. A lot of those are creepy in ways that just don't make me feel good. I know they're totally fake, but in my mind, it's like I'm processing it as, how would I react in that moment? What would I do in that situation? Genuine scare, like being scared. The last movie that I watched as an adult, that scared me. And let me see if I want to make sure I get the name right. I think it was Skinamarink. Was that the name of the movie?
I've heard of that movie. I haven't seen it.
It's very, very, very unsettlingly scary. Because there's almost zero dialogue. There's almost no words in that film. And so it's really weird because the camera angles are weird. There's no dialogue. The music is very muted, things like that. So yeah, I find that pretty, probably the closest thing to scary for me, honestly.
Okay. So now I've never, when people say they want a horror movie to be scary, that's never been my criteria. My criteria has always just been story. If I'm engaged in the story, that's all I need. I think it's why I find that as I get older, I enjoy slasher films less, because like the old Friday the 13th movies, there's really not much of a story. It's just how many bodies can we kill, whereas something like Heretic, but we are off on a tangent. I think Perp's joining us. I got a message from Perp on Twitter. So, all right. Like I said, we're going to have a giveaway tonight. We're giving away every episode, the complete series of 90210. I don't know when I should do that. I want to maybe let more people get in. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do a couple topics, then the giveaway. Does that sound good?
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first things first. It is October 21st, 2025. And I thought we could take a moment and reflect, because this is an important day in pop culture, because it was 10 years ago today, on October 21st, 2015, that Dr. Emmett L. Brown and Marty McFly arrived in the future from 1985. And that was a big day for me. The Back to the Future trilogy is my favorite movies of all time. I took off work. I went to a screening of all three films. There was a local theater on the 21st that was doing all three back to back. That day was a huge deal for me. I still have the framed. USA Today actually put the cover from Back to the Future Part 2 of Marty's kid being arrested. Like, they made that the headline. I have it framed and hanging on the wall. So I'm just curious, what was anyone's memories of October 21st, 2015? Did anyone else celebrate like I did, or was it just a day like any other?
I don't know. Gary, do you want to go first? Do you have any memories from 2015?
I don't really have any memories from October 1st, 2015, other than being mad that we still don't have Jaws 17. No Jaws 17. Didn't hoverboards exist at that time? I don't remember. But still, there was no Jaws 17 in 3D.
They did right before October, like somewhere in early 2015, they did invent the hoverboard, but it only works in certain arenas with magnetized flooring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
I don't think anything ever came of it because I think it was so dangerous.
Yeah, I do believe that. They missed a big marketing thing. They could have just released Jaws 17 as a film with no other Jaws in between, just Jaws 17, as like a nod to Back to the Future. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, and have it premiere on Back to the Future Day.
Yeah.
You would have had all that. You would have had all that built-in marketing. Just show that clip from Back to the Future too. But I was in college then, so I might have been on a fall break at that time. I don't exactly remember.
October of 2015, around this date, I would have been probably in the midst of reviewing the million Arrowverse shows that I would have been required to review. Like my channel essentially was the Arrowverse review channel in 2015. So that's the only thing I would have been talking about at that time. No Marvel, no DC movies, strictly Arrowverse TV shows. Because Eric Debunks wasn't even a channel in 2015. Right. So it was on my other channel. But I love, like, that's oddly enough, Back to the Future 1 and 2 are my favorite of the trilogy, but you said your favorites are 1 and 3, right?
Yes, I do like 2 a lot, but I kind of feel like 2 is the vehicle that gets you from 1 to 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't like 3. Let me just say why, though. I'm not a big Western fan. So typically Westerns, you already have to like do a lot of things to get me invested in it. And I don't think there's ever been a movie that has successfully made me love Westerns. I just have never really found much interest in them.
I'm not a Western fan either. In fact, this year I really gave it a good try because, you know, as a film lover, I feel like one of the holes in my movie knowledge is the Western. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I watched The Fabelmans about a year ago, and you got that scene where Spielberg meets with John Ford. John Ford's one of the greatest directors of all time. I'd never seen a John Ford movie. So I watched like The Searchers this year, and I watched Rio Bravo and some of the Clint Eastwood films. And after having given it a real good try, I got to say, no, they're not, they don't connect for whatever reason. They just don't connect.
I'm obviously very familiar with the Clint Eastwood era of Western films because my father loved those movies. So the soundtrack's still stuck in my head. Like that's when I think of Westerns, that's the sound that comes to my mind is like the score from those films.
Yeah. But I did love Part 3, even though I'm not a Western guy. So.
Well, I mean, they were able to win you over on it. It wasn't for me though. But I still love the trilogy. I mean, I can watch the whole thing. It's just that's my least favorite of the 3 movies.
Well, there you go. Back to the Future. It still kind of bums me out though that entire trilogy now takes place completely in the past.
I know. That's pretty crazy. I didn't even think about that until you just said it out loud.
I'll say this too, though. I'm really glad we don't have flying cars. Like that is the one prediction I'm really glad didn't come to pass. Because
can you imagine what this world would be like if we had cars flying in the sky everywhere? I mean, it would be. How many in your lifetime? How many fender benders have you been in? Yeah. Now imagine they're immediately followed by you falling out of the sky. The only way flying cars would ever work is if they were flown by autopilot, primarily. That's the only way that would ever work. And I just don't think we're there yet. I mean, with AI, maybe they'll try and push it for faster and say, hey, let's make these things happen tomorrow. But I can't imagine what that would be like. Plus, I don't really see the purpose of them, to be honest. There's other methods of travel that I think we could look into, like the high-speed trains that other countries have that we just won't use. Those kinds of things. It's like, you know.
Terry wants a flying car, but doesn't want anyone like that.
I just give me the teleporter from Star Trek. That would work. I would just let me go from one place to another pretty quickly.
I agree. Like I whenever they have the discussion with people of like, if you had a superpower, what would your superpower be? And you always have people go, I want to fly. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. That's going to get cold. You're going to have so many insects like flying into your face. Mm. It's like it might look nice, but Nightcrawler is the way to go. I mean, he gets around.
So many superheroes come with flying as like a default ability. It's just like they all have some way to fly for the most part.
Right. And Terry points out that teleporters are murdering twin makers. They kill you and duplicate you.
I think, didn't that only happen twice? That only happened in Next Generation and Lower Decks.
Yeah, it happened with Riker and then, right, and then in Lower Decks it happened. The joke was that it happened to Riker, and that was the whole gag.
Well, but they needed to get Boimler back on the Cerritos. Yeah. So the way to do it is the teleporter twin.
But not just teleporter twin. Some people claim that is literally what the transporter does every time it beams someone down. By breaking you down to your molecules, it literally kills you. And then it's creating a clone.
Well, It's an infinite life machine because you can always bring someone back from the buffer as long as they've got a pattern stored. So I know they've tried to get around that. I don't know how deep it's gone in like the lore outside of the main Star Trek stuff. Maybe the novels have covered this or whatever, but I always think about that. I'm like, if somebody dies, I mean, I know there's an ethical question about it, and that's what stopped them from doing it. But technically, you can just bring them back with the pattern buffer. That's the purpose of the pattern buffer. So,
Guess who's joining us? Mr. Clean Shaven, Little Movie Perp.
Hello.
Hey. We were just talking about your portrait last night on Eric's stream, appearing in the 4K box set of the Evil Dead trilogy.
Oh yeah, I got that right here.
Oh, you bought the box set finally?
Yeah, no, I've had the box set.
Joe was saying you didn't have it, and that's why you
initially,
No, I have it.
Well, when you first found out you were in it, you didn't have it because you asked me to go get it and show you.
No, I didn't know that's the one you were talking about. I had it.
Oh.
I didn't know my picture was in this until you brought it up. It was like a double thing where I was like, oh, I didn't know I was in this.
Okay.
It was like a weird shit. Here, that's me.
Wow, holy shit.
You sort of tell. I shaved. I should have not shaved for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, dream come true. I used to make a Evil Dead fan films when I was a kid in my backyard with my brother. And sort of like in order to not get caught up in the moment, we would say, "Hey, we're just making a fan film. It just happens to star Bruce Campbell."
And the $6 Million Man. You had
for
Lee
sure.
Majors in your episode.
Lee Majors, yeah, he was a gem. You know what's awesome about Lee Majors? He gave me a business card. He doesn't do like the agent manager like stuff, like working through them. He has like a business card. He's like, contact me here if you want another part. That was great.
All right, I want to move on to another topic here because I know Perp doesn't want to chime in about Back to the Future.
What is there to say about that movie that hasn't been said? It's great. I get it. It's great.
All right, I spent way too much time on Twitter today.
Oh no!
And I really got to stop doing that because the people on Twitter make my brain hurt.
I know.
There is a narrative going around. I know we just talked about this movie last week, but here's the funny thing: I don't like the guy. I can't stand the guy. But there's a narrative going around that Tron Ares failed because they cast Jared Leto, and I'm like, if you think that, you are truly insane, because the most successful Tron movie is the second movie, Tron Legacy, and that one just barely broke even. And that was in pre-COVID times. So you've got a franchise now that have two previous films, and pre-COVID, when people were going to the movie theaters in droves, one of them failed outright, became a cult classic, and the other one just kind of sort of broke even at the box office. And now, in a post-COVID era, when less people are going to the theater, you think that this movie would have been a hit if anyone else other than Jared Leto had been in it? This movie, I'm a hardcore Tron fan. I saw Tron Ares 3 times. I could have told you this movie was going to bomb. There was no chance it wasn't going to bomb. It doesn't matter who was in it. You could have put Tom Cruise in that. And when you got movies with Tom Cruise in them,
you can't lose. There's a couple things. I kind of agree with you. These days, though, with something like Tron, I don't know if a Disney movie like that, with so much merchandising, with like stuff with theme parks and licensing, what they do, I don't know if a movie like that could technically stay bombed. You know what I'm saying? I think eventually it makes its money back, or its stuff gets moved around in the background.
Right.
Like eventually it'll do fine.
It blows my mind, Perp, because I tell people this all the time. A lot of these movies are vehicles for just merchandising. That's it. Yeah. They just want to sell things. And like a lot of the Marvel films, they're like, oh, well, it only broke even at the box office, but then it sold billions of dollars in toys and t-shirts. And it's like, that's what the studio cares about. So for me, it's almost maddening when we break down box office numbers, because I don't think people, I'm not talking about us here. I mean, like the general, slop people on fucking Twitter. know anything about that, and then it kind of permeates and gets caught up in this world. I do believe Jared Leto might have affected some people's decision to go out and spend money, but I don't think it was a major factor in the failure of the movie. So
yeah. I want to even add to that, where it's like stuff like Disney has made it a point where they know to even counter program their own stuff. So it's like, let's say Snow White's getting a lot of backlash for who they casted, or The Little Mermaid. What they do is they actually do a push on their older stuff, so that sells in protest too. So they're going to make their money back one way or another if that specific production doesn't make it.
Yeah, there was an article last week that came out where one anonymous studio insider said it's not like this movie would have done well if Ryan Gosling starred in it. And I saw people on Twitter actually going, yeah, it would. Ryan Gosling in Tron? Who wouldn't want to see that? And they started setting up like Twitter polls. Would you watch a Tron movie with Ryan Gosling? And of course, they're all voting yes, yes, yes. And they're going, you see, like a Twitter poll is evidence of what an audience is going to pay to see. Now, to that, I just have to bring to the table
that same audience. Wait, hold on. That same audience probably would love to see original films too, right? And then,
but they don't.
Yeah.
But I'd like to point out the Ryan Gosling sells Tron 3 crowd. Okay, where were you when Ryan Gosling was leading Blade Runner 2? Did you go see that? Because that was another cult film, that got a sequel. Yeah. Ryan Gosling starred in it. Nobody went to see it.
Are y'all ready for this? I just did a little digging. Apparently, Disney, whatever fucking way you want to put this, made roughly, I think it says like almost $150 million in Tron and Tron Legacy 4K Steelbook bundles. They sold out. So they did this marketing around the time right before the movie came out, and it quickly sold out. And it says about $150 million just in like the 4K re-release of Tron and Tron Legacy.
Yeah, and a lot of the times, and this is I don't agree, I don't particularly like this, but a lot of theatrical movies now seem to be trailers for or rollouts for when they come out to streaming. Yeah. That Chris Evans Christmas movie, right? Like with The Rock, that did terrible in theaters, but I heard that was like amazing.
It was a great movie. We watched it on streaming here, and we thought it was like, this movie should have done really well in theaters, but it didn't.
It did, but I heard it did fantastic. So much that they're even talking like a second
wasn't
one.
Wasn't that made for streaming though? And Amazon just released it to theaters just to get some hype for it.
Maybe.
So
I don't know about that.
If Amazon didn't really care about the theatrical revenue, because the same thing happened with Napoleon, people were like going up and down like, oh, that movie bombed, but they also failed to neglect that was made for Apple TV Plus. So the theatrical revenue was just gravy to them. Same with Killers of the Flower Moon.
Same with Argyle. Argyle was made for Apple. And, everyone was, oh, it did so bad in theaters. Well, Apple didn't give a shit. They wanted to get you to watch it on Apple. So, but it just goes to prove that, when you give things, we're kind of tangenting here, but when you give things a theatrical release, it gives them a certain cultural cachet that they don't have otherwise. Like, for example, Amazon, 2 years ago, they put out a Christmas movie that went direct to Amazon. And it starred Eddie Murphy, and it was called Candy Cane Lane. Nobody watched it. But then last year, you do the Rock movie. It gets a theatrical release. Nobody goes to see it in the theater, but everyone watched it on Amazon because it was in theaters, it now had a more cultural importance than the Eddie Murphy movie could have ever had.
Right. And
look at this. We got a super chat from Razor Factual, and Super Chat Hippo. He thanks you. Look at that.
Look, I have to say something. Razor Factual never super chats me, and you're in my fucking show every fucking. So, shout out to Joe for getting a $2 super chat out of you.
That's $4 I've made this year
for Wetties.
You sticking around for Wetties after the show? Burp.
I don't even want to know what that is. Is that when you wet your pajamas, Joe? Is that what's going on here?
We don't know what we don't know what it means. We have no idea what it is.
When you're dancing so hard, you go, "Oh, I did a wetties." Oh,
Yeah, we're not actually sure what a wedding is.
I think it's when you wet your pajamas.
Oh boy. CJH says all 3 Tron movies flopped. It's not a franchise the general public cares about. Yeah, it's a niche franchise. It's absolutely.
And one
a
thing
niche
that we
franchise.
cannot ignore about Tron Legacy is that also came out in a post-Avatar world in terms of 3D. So how much of that box office was from 3D showings, because 3D was still all the craze even by late 2010.
Yeah, that's true.
That
movie was made for 3D. There's some sequences where like this was clearly made to be seen in 3D.
That's another thing too.
I wonder if Disney looks at them as like the most expensive soundtracks ever, because like those I'm sure like keep selling. Like they just look at it like that. It's like
I'm gonna look at the chart. Hold on, I'm gonna look at while you're talking, Joe. I'm gonna look up the chart for the Tron.
The soundtracks must be doing always like great in terms of. Even when this new
here's
one.
Here's my hot take though. Here's my hot take though. The best soundtrack is still the first one, Wendy Carlos.
That is such a hot take. That is so boomer.
Yeah, but Wendy
versus
Carlos
the boom boom with a Dark Knight that shit. You got to Dark Knight that shit.
Wendy Carlos' score in that first movie is so good though.
With the drums.
Oh my god.
The digital parts.
The soundtrack debuted at #1 on 4 different charts, including Top Rock and Alternative Album, Top Alternative Album, Top Dance Album, and it's sold out on vinyl. And it's also got an 80 out of 100 on Metacritic.
Tron is cool in everything but movies. like think about it. Now this guy gets to go on tour. The red people are gonna go crazy when the red lights go on and the song whatever.
It's gonna look great at a concert. It's gonna look great at a concert.
Yeah, and everyone's gonna love it. Everyone's gonna love it. It's like, yeah, I'm a huge Tron fan. It's like, what the hell? It's like no, none of them go to the movies. It's just not for movies.
But you know what, Perp? All of this points me in the direction that you're right, that they don't give a fuck if the movie doesn't perform well in the box office because they're going to make so much money off of everything else.
There was an article that I saw on Twitter today that said that the movie was made as an advertisement for the ride at Disney World. Like they go run.
They're pulling that from a Deadline article. Even Deadline Hollywood theorized
trailers. These are trailers for other platforms.
They're like, we're spending $100 and some million on a movie, and it's going to make us billions. And
why not? How crazy did everyone go for that Allstate Batman commercial? Oh my god, that needs to be real. Like Disney's just listening to fans. Like we're going to do a huge ass 2-hour commercial.
But you know what? This movie is going to sell like crazy 10 years from now.
It might even do really well on VOD. We don't know yet. It might do really well on VOD.
Yeah. That's where I'm planning on seeing it.
Look at Legacy. There is this weird phenomenon where people are going crazy about Legacy, talking about how great Tron Legacy was. Tron Legacy was so good. I've always loved Tron Legacy. Don't get me wrong. But that movie was not well received by fans, by critics. That film was not well received at the time. So there's this weird revisionist history that everybody loved that movie. Maybe people are coming around to it now, but that happened with the prequels,
truth. Bro. You didn't see that. That's going to happen with everything. That's literally going to happen with everything now.
Right.
Like,
so
once it happened with the prequels,
so 20 years
doors
from
open
now,
for everything.
So 20 years from now, like the Blu-ray Steelbook of Tron Legacy just sold out. They're going to be selling out of the Blu-ray Steelbook.
Tron Ares 4K on Blu-ray Steelbook 20 years from now, selling out 150 million, more than the movie made.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Fucking crazy, man.
It's new time.
Well,
they have to adjust how people are taking in like all this media now. Like people are like consuming media in such a different way. These studios are going to adjust, and this is like a weird whatever. I don't know.
That also assumes that Disney doesn't bury Tron again, because they did completely bury Tron by about 2012. There was that animated series on Disney XD. I don't remember what it was. Was it Tron Uprising?
Tron Uprising.
Yeah, but they had games though that would come out.
Yeah, there was one that was Tron Evolution.
And part of the reason Tron Legacy got made, people seem to forget this. Tron was, mostly a forgotten franchise.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't even a franchise. It was one movie. But Tron was pretty much one of those forgotten pop culture things of the past. But then in the early 2010s, maybe around 2008, 2009, I don't know, they put out a video game for like the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox called Tron 2.0. And that game sold so well that they were like, oh, let's make another movie. So it was the video game of Tron 2.0 that pushed Tron Legacy into production. So.
I don't know if they're going to completely shelve it, though, because if they have a ride coming out, I feel like
it's already out.
Yeah,
it's popular.
They're going to have to be putting like something else out with Tron every once in a while, whether it be a cartoon or a TV show or something.
I have a feeling Tron Legacy is like in the top 10 most streamed movies on Disney Plus right now. It wasn't last week, but it jumped because of the new one. I think this new one's going to do very well on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And the future of this franchise, if there is a future, isn't in the movies. I think you're going to get a Disney Plus series.
I think they're going to completely. Yeah, I think you're right, but I think they're going to move away completely from this story and do something else. I think it'll be something completely different.
I think Tron. I think that it's going to be a thing where it's like in the future, there's probably going to be like a movie that tries to mix up everything in Avenger style thing, and there's going to be like a Tron,
like a Ready Player One thing, or something.
Exactly. Yeah, we're going to see Tron in other like shows, like an episode or something like that.
I do need to fact check Joe here for a second because I did look it up. Tron 2.0 came out in 2003.
Okay.
And it was for PC, but it did release to Game Boy Advance and original Xbox at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I had it for the Xbox.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what kind of pushed Legacy, because there was a toy line, there was an action figure line for Tron 2.0. That kind of became a thing for a minute there.
I mean, I think where Disney screwed up with Tron 3 is that they didn't do it 10 years ago. They should have done it with Sam Flynn and Korra, because they did set that up at the very end of Tron Legacy, but then Tomorrowland bombed and Disney got afraid and then they scrapped it entirely.
I'm kind of glad they didn't, though.
I like Tomorrowland.
Because Ares was such a better movie than Legacy, and that's actually not a controversial opinion.
I thought Legacy was boring.
Yeah, if you look at the audience scores, Tron Ares has the highest audience score on Rotten Tomatoes of any of the films, and it's got a higher critic rating too. Critics didn't like.
It's getting better little by little.
Yeah.
So this is really interesting. Back when Tron came out in 1982, it says here that at the time, this is obviously not adjusted for inflation for everybody that loves to do that. Their merch made about $70 million for Disney in 1982, not adjusted for inflation. So that was just in
incredible.
Toy sales for
That's incredible.
T-shirts and stuff. Yeah.
They probably have lit up toys or something. Everybody wanted one of those.
Which that would be why they've kind of kept it around. If they made that much money off of that movie on just toys and stuff.
And it still holds true in the same way. Probably they're making money in everything else except the movies, and they do these movies just in case. Like, hey, maybe we'll make money this time.
All right. We do have a giveaway. I'm going to do the giveaway now.
Do the giveaway, Joe.
Basically, here's what we're going to do. I'm using the tool Brucifer uses on Kingdom of Nerds. He told me.
Shout out, Brucifer.
Yeah, he told me what it was. I've never used this before. Hopefully, it works for me, because if it doesn't, that'll be bad.
You could always just spin the wheel.
All right, let me see. Hang on a second. Here's what we're going to do. Okay, I want everyone who wants to win a copy to put hashtag 90210 in the comments, and then supposedly I'm supposed to hit the draw button, and it works.
Can I compete even though I'm a guest?
Yeah, I was about to ask that. Can I compete?
Absolutely.
All right, sweet.
I've never watched the whole series. I've only seen some of the seasons, so this will be good.
And the funny thing is, my wife...
You're a Melrose Place type of guy more?
Somewhat.
I was.
The funny thing is...
I love Melrose Place.
Yeah.
My wife thought nobody would want this.
I actually am excited to sit down and watch all this. I watch it while playing games and stuff.
Well, 90s kids may want it, because this was huge in the 90s.
Yeah.
One of Fox's flagship shows.
All right, everyone get it in there.
This
Yeah,
started like the Shannon Dorothy craze. Like she was like everywhere in the 90s. Like
Yep.
in terms of
And then
paparazzi.
did Shannon Doherty get fired from 90210 or did she leave? Because I know she got fired from Charmed. She was fired after season 3.
I think she was pressured to leave, but not actually fired. But don't quote me on that. I don't know. For
Okay,
sure.
because I do remember the story that she was fired from Charmed after the 3rd season, and that's when they very famously killed her off at the beginning of season 4, making it very clear that she ain't ever coming back.
Oh, look, Conor McGregor's here. I haven't seen Conor McGregor on my streams. for a
I
while.
picture an Irish Conor McGregor watching 90210.
After his big fight in the UFC.
Yeah.
All right. According to this, we have
He's
7
mad at the
entries. We have 7 entries and 5 to give away. So that means 2 people are going to be disappointed.
If Eric and I win, the chat is gonna go fucking insane.
I know they're
I'm
going
just
to be really
say
mad.
that.
They're going to be really mad.
Yeah. That's why I didn't put it, because otherwise I'd be having one of these in my streams where I'm giving it away later on.
All right. Give it a couple more minutes. Get your hashtag 90210 in there before we hit the thing. And watch this not even work.
Yeah. Then who are you going to select?
I don't know. Them Eric's gonna have to show me how to
Did
use
you-
the wheel.
Joe, did you see the Black Phone 2 yet?
Not yet.
Damn
I
it.
was gonna. Oh my god! I was gonna go last night, and
Damn
then
it, Joe.
one child temper tantrum derailed my whole night.
Yeah.
It was an
I
epic
imagine that
temper
happens, yeah.
tantrum.
Oh, we had CJH got in late there with the
All right.
hashtag.
Hey, CJH.
Little trivia. Well, I'll give a couple more minutes to get in there. Little trivia about 90210. The high school from 90210 was Torrance High School in Torrance, California, and it was also used as Sunnydale High on one of my all-time favorite shows, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Mhm.
So a lot of the same locations, like the courtyard, you'll see on both shows because both and I was there. I drove last time. Oh,
They
no.
had to have exchanged B-roll of just students, like when they have the exterior shot and you just need kids walking.
Well, they were both 20th Century Fox shows.
Yeah,
so
they
it's
had
not
to
like
have.
they were-
There's definitely repeatable shots there.
All right,
They
guys,
exchanged
I'm
it.
going to draw. We got 8 entries. That means 3 of you are going to go away disappointed. Sorry, but here we
Sorry. That's pretty good.
go. Does it stop automatically?
It's
I've never
working.
done
Yeah,
this
no, it
before.
starts. It's stopping.
Okay.
It's gonna go to Eric. Watch. Oh no, Sarah Hill.
Sarah.
Sarah Hill wins. Okay, that's one of my. I think I know who that is. Assuming it's the same. Sarah Hill.
Congrats.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Now, do I have to hit it again, or does it?
Yeah, I think so.
Let me write
Do
these.
you have a
things
Do you have a
down.
manual there? What the hell?
I want to write down who the winners are so I don't forget.
Oh, okay.
Though, of course, we are recording this, so I could play it back.
Yes, that's true.
All right. What? Oh, draw again. Okay. Here we go.
Next
It looks
one.
like it removed Sarah, so that's good. I was wondering
go.
if it did that or not.
Let's go, Connor.
Hey!
Oh, Gary won.
Gary took
Now
one
I
from a
pissed
viewer.
Rigged.
one person in the chat.
Rigged.
Congrats.
No,
All right.
next it is gonna be Eric, and then he's gonna cheer.
It's rigged. It's rigged if it goes to me. I didn't even put my name.
Call me Nostra fucking
It's
Dominant.
rigged.
I
It's
should have put
rigged.
my name.
It's rigged.
If I would have put my name in there, I would have taken it away from Sarah. Oh my lord.
Now
All
two
right.
people in the chat are pissed off at
I
this
know they're
panel.
mad. They're probably screaming right now. These people are on the panel. How the fuck did they win?
Well, Okay, we got 2 more. We got 2 more.
All right.
Hey, chat. At least you know they're gonna watch it. It seemed like they were excited to get it.
Razor Factual. Razor Factual has won the complete series of
Well,
90210.
for $2 because he gave you a $2 super chat. So
Yeah, and there you go. So you can sit down, watch 90210, have a Weddy. You know,
Hey, that's
the,
very
the whole
cheap.
series.
$2 is very cheap for 90210.
Is the whole series or just season 1 or?
it's the whole series.
Oh wow.
Oh, by the way, one extra thing. It's not coming from me. This is coming direct from Paramount. So I do have to gather email addresses. I have to submit the email addresses to Paramount, and you're going to get them direct emailed
Right.
directly to you. So,
Well, you have my email,
right.
so
Yeah. Hey guys,
All right.
do it because then they might buy Warner Brothers. So you get in Warner Brothers too. You get in the Warner Brothers mailing list too.
Lisa!
Lisa,
There we
all
go.
right. She shows up in my chat every once in a while. She's very nice chatter.
Yeah, Lisa's a great gal. So, all right, and one of the few people that's in my chat all the time that I've actually met in person and hung out with. So there you go. All right, so a big thank you to everyone who played. A big thank you to Paramount for providing the prize.
Thank you, Paramount.
And if you won and you are not on this panel, email me at crazyjoeadventures@gmail.com. Basically, this goes to Sarah Hill and Razor Factual. Lisa, I know how to reach you. But Razor Factual, Sarah Hill, email me crazyjoeadventures@gmail.com. Give me your email address.
Put it in the chat.
Or well, do they want everyone to have their email address? They might,
No, I mean you. I mean you put it. You put it right.
Well, you can remove it from the chat.
All right, well, here we go.
Because if you put it, then they'll know. They'll copy and paste it rather than
having to remember or come back to the stream and
Yeah.
write it down.
if you put yours, then they'll email you.
All right.
Yeah, there you
Email
go.
that address, crazyjoeadventures@gmail.com. Give me your email address and I will submit it to Paramount. Try to do it tonight if you can, because I promised Paramount I would submit the winners to them by tomorrow morning.
Give a shout out to Fourth. He's in my chat over there. What's up?
Oh,
Fourth?
yeah. Fourth. There he is. Welcome. All right, there we go. And a big thank you to Bruce for Kingdom of Nerds for showing me the. Now I could do giveaways all the time now that I have that tool at my disposal. So.
Hell yeah. What do you got, Joe?
All right, here's my next topic, and we talked about this a little on Eric's stream last night.
Oh,
but I want to throw a different angle at it here.
okay.
Again, we're going to take it back to Twitter and me spending way too much time on Twitter today. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's disingenuous bullshit. Like.
I mean, who does love that, Joe?
Well,
point me to the person that says,
right.
I love that stuff.
So a story came out yesterday. A story came out that Adam Driver had an idea for a Star Wars movie called The Hunt for Ben Solo. He got Steven Soderbergh, of all people, to write the script. They submitted it to Kathleen Kennedy. Apparently, Kathleen Kennedy loved it. And Bob Iger vetoed it. Bob Iger was like, we don't want this. So all of a sudden, Twitter is going crazy with people going on about how upset they are that they're not getting the Kylo Ren movie. And I got to call bullshit on this. Now, I said last night on Eric's stream.
There's so much bullshit factors. It goes deep. It goes deep in how bullshit it is, Joe.
Yeah,
I'll let you go first.
I said yesterday on Eric's stream, I was not really interested in a Kylo Ren movie. But I always say, you know, like we talk on this on my channel all the time about how I hate the phrase "nobody asked for that." The phrase "nobody asked for that" pisses me off. That's not how movies are made. You don't make movies because someone requested it. It's because someone had an idea. Now, if there was an idea for this Ben Solo movie and it was a good idea and it was a solid idea, you can win people over. You could show them the idea and they'll be into it. Okay, but to act like there was this intense demand for a Kylo Ren movie is total crap, because all I've heard from a certain segment of Star Wars fans for the past several years is how much they hate the sequels. The sequels are garbage. We hate the sequels. Why are you making a Rey movie? We don't want anything to do with the sequels. You need to retcon the sequels out of continuity. We don't want them in canon anymore. But now suddenly these people have been clamoring for the Kylo Ren movie? Bullshit.
Make it sense, Joe. Make
Bullshit. Am I wrong here?
Anyone else want to go before I go?
Go, Perp, go.
At least they didn't formally announce the Kylo Ren movie until this news came out that it had been canceled. So at least it has that going for it. Unlike Rogue Squadron and all the countless other movies that have been announced and then subsequently delayed and then just never talked about again. You can't deny that that itself has also caused a whole lot of damage and a lot of cynicism within the fan base, because if you're going to announce all these movies and then quietly cancel them after just 1 or 2 years, it's going to cause people to get less excited for each new announcement, because then it permeates this attitude of, I'll believe it when I see it. Because there's been so many announcements, so many delays, so many cancellations, I just don't know what to believe anymore.
There's only been like 4 in like 5 years, and in the last 2 years there hasn't been any of those. Like they've come through in the last 2 years. I consider that a critique that's been dealt with over at Disney Studios.
Yeah, I think Star Wars has followed through with everything they've announced.
Yeah, the last 2 years
since Iger came back,
which is basically. Which was a major critique. There's a couple things. I think the Star Wars fan base is just so freaking stupid and dumb. Okay, so from the very beginning, they rightly so said, "Yo, I think you guys should think about like." Your story, have a long form story before you decide to, start shooting the next trilogy or whatever. So they took their time doing that. That's not good enough. Fans said, "Oh, there's no movies. It's a failure." Blah 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 blah. Whatever. This same fan base has constantly been blaming Kathleen Kennedy and like they need to get rid of her. All this stuff. Okay, so this fan base that hated Kathleen, that she can't greenlight anything that's good. Apparently now they want to see the one thing that she did greenlight. It's still Kathleen Kennedy greenlighting these things that they hate and they want it out there, right? It was Bob Iger that. So it's like, wait, you wanted something that you guys you think she sucks. You think everything she's greenlighting sucks. Okay. On top of that, okay, you could blame the fan base for why Bob Iger said no to this. Okay, look at how this fan base treated Palpatine.
Yeah,
bringing a lovable character back. Okay, a beloved character back. It's a meme. It's a joke. The fan base was way too loud in hating on that. They still talk about that. It's still brought up. I can't believe they brought Palpatine back. Now you want that same fan base is now saying, no, you should have done better. Like, in what world do you think do you think these filmmakers, these producers, if they did listen to you, it's an absolute mess. You're contradictory. Like, the fan base is so contradictory. It's so like there's no standards. It's just it feels like it's just complaint to complaint. The minute this was told that this wasn't happening, now they wanted it. Mm-hmm. Now they wanted it. That's it.
Okay. I mean, look, sorry, Gary.
No, I was going to say a rebuttal to the Palpatine returning is that there was absolutely nothing set up in the sequel trilogy that sets up Palpatine's return. Because what was the plot to The Force Awakens? It was finding the map to Luke Skywalker, and then The Last Jedi takes place immediately after.
The suits stop listening at that. They just don't. They just know that, they don't like these characters coming back. You're not bringing that guy back. Why are we bringing that guy back if everyone's on the internet bitching about bringing people back? The death means nothing. All this stuff. Like, that was a major critique in this shit. So it's like they're not like the suits. They're not going to listen to a whole argument. They're just going to basically do it in a graphical math ways, like, yo, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Okay, whatever, blah blah. That's it.
I also want to say it makes my head hurt when you brought up the comment about like the fact that Kathleen Kennedy's the one that said this was good.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, fuck yeah, Kathleen Kennedy loved it, so it's got to be good, right?
I've seen people on Twitter today saying, I guess we owe Kathleen Kennedy an apology.
On what? On what? We have no fuck. Look, I truly believe the people involved with making this probably could have done a good movie, but fuck those people who are acting like now we owe Kathleen Kennedy an apology. Like, fuck that. That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense to me.
It doesn't. No, because it's they get off on the pain. They get off on not having it. Like, this is a new identity. Like, oh, we owe you an apology, Kathleen Kennedy. And it's like, because now they have like a reason to feel something bad. So thank you, Kathleen Kennedy, for giving us that. Like, what you like the whole Steven Soderbergh thing. And I would totally be. I'm the first guy. I'm the only guy. Like, out of a lot of these fan base, I'm not saying here, like, that saw the last 2 Steven Soderbergh movies that came out this year. None of those motherfuckers saw those movies and loved them and praising them. And they're like, oh, we need Steven Soderbergh. Where were you for Presents? Where were you for Black Bag? Fake. It's all fake. It's just they just get off on the pain. That's all they care about. It's like now we have a reason to bitch. Now we have that. That's all they have.
They were waiting for something like that to come out. They're like, yes, we can finally argue about something new in Star Wars. Like,
Yeah. No. This is gonna be the new meta. I was like, bro, did you hear Tarantino had a Star Wars pitch? Oh my god. Oh my god. It's gonna be that now.
Well, Tarantino did have a Star Trek film.
I know, but it's gonna be Fincher, all these big name auteurs and shit. Like,
I can't stand when those guys like invade franchises, because there is an argument to be made about being too famous for the source material. I mean, look at the Lone Ranger when Johnny Depp was cast to play Tonto. The biggest question of that was, why was Johnny Depp cast as playing Tonto?
because Pirates made a lot of money and stuff.
Yeah, but still, why Johnny Depp? Why didn't they just go with an unknown actor, or better yet, go with Adam Beach to play Tonto?
It's a package deal. You get the director of Pirates with Johnny Depp, who's going to say,
okay,
no.
Then have Johnny Depp play the Lone Ranger. Don't have
That's
him
a good
play
point.
Tonto.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I feel like that's a fair compromise, right?
Yeah, for sure. That should have been.
I mean, Armie Hammer wasn't bad, but if you really wanted Johnny
He's
Depp
a
in the Lone
cannibal,
Ranger,
though,
have
right?
him play the Lone Ranger.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, the cannibal was William Fichtner.
I'm sure even the director agrees with you now.
No, I thought Armie Hammer like ate people for real.
Oh,
no,
it was like a kink. It was like a kink thing.
Yeah, I remember that news story now.
I know, I was just being stupid on purpose.
No, that puts that scene from the Lone Ranger into a whole new perspective, but it did involve Armie Hammer.
Yeah. By the way, Razor Factual says her husband hated, or Razor Factual, actually, I'm assuming gender. I don't know the gender. Razor Factual says, my husband hated the sequels and is a huge fan of Chris Gore, who I hate. Razor Factual, that's grounds for divorce, right?
No.
Your husband's a fan of Chris Gore.
He just complains about the same shit in movies.
Well, unfortunately, I don't like the sequels either. I never did. I never liked them from The Force Awakens. I remember walking out of the theater going, "What the heck was that?"
Oh, is Johnny Depp part indigenous? Yeah, like that's a package deal. They gotta but they could still had him play the.
Hold on, I didn't know that. That's news to me. Like that's new. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I remember reading that at the time when he came out and said that he was part Indigenous American.
He got top billing and everything. Like it's crazy. Over the Lone Ranger.
I haven't seen that movie in forever. I kind of forget a lot of it. I remember some of the scenes, but I feel like it was
I remember the parts I don't want to remember, which was like the museum scenes with the kid. I was like, I wish they didn't do that. I wish they just told the normal story. I guess there's a point, but I missed it at the time.
As always, I will maintain, as is currently scrolling at the bottom of the screen, Disney and Kathleen Kennedy have made more good, high-quality Star Wars than George Lucas ever did.
Wow.
Oh, stop it.
It's the truth.
She has Acolyte.
George Lucas made 3 good movies.
Which ones?
The original trilogy.
Oh.
And he didn't even make all 3 of those.
He didn't have all the creative control over everything because there were other people helping.
Richard Marquand and Erwin Kirshner made 2 of the best Star Wars movies.
Man, I think Return. I like Return and it's fun, but I think that was like a major dip between the first 2, like a major dip. Even though the action was better.
No,
So go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say that drove me crazy today. Like it drove me crazy to see all these people suddenly just going nuts for the oh my god, we could have had the Kylo Ren movie. I'm like, where were you with this? Like
you know why I'm passionate about this fakery or whatever the fuck this is? Sorry for cursing. It's because where are these people for my Batgirl movie? I'm like the only asshole, and it's like I feel like this is like what people want. It's like this justification, this us against the system. We could get this small little movie out. I feel like that's completely ignored when it comes to Batgirl, and I'm always alone on this shit.
I think it's one of the actors from Batgirl. I don't remember which one it was. Said that they believe that there's still an opportunity with this upcoming possible sale of WB that the next company could actually release Batgirl if they wanted to.
I've always maintained that Batgirl being released eventually is an inevitability.
I want it now, Joe.
I know you want it.
I think about that movie every day. It's sad.
Look, there is a movie out there that has a performance by Michael Keaton as Batman. Now, I don't know when it's going to get released, but
This was my
delay.
dedication. I don't want to. We have to lose Michael Keaton for that to happen. That
Yeah, but there's going to come a day where somebody realizes.
I started collecting Batgirl comics in protest. I just got a wall of Batgirl just shit and just like, yo, there's a fan base. God damn it! It saddens me, and there's no one out there. They just they want the haircut.
I'm with you. It was on my most anticipated film of the year that year, that they pulled the plug on it.
I've lost.
It was written by Christina Hodson. Come on.
We've lost the war.
I feel very confident that the Batgirl movie was probably a really fucking good movie. I don't know why. I just feel confident it was going to be. I mean, look at the cast and the storyline. It just seems like it would be really good.
Everyone,
those directors were very. They were on a hot streak too. It was right in between their two Bad Boys movie.
Everyone who's been involved has said it was terrific.
The sad part about
was great.
The sad part about Batgirl is that reportedly the reason it was scrapped was because it was an HBO Max original movie. But that's also how Evil Dead Rise started out. It was going to be an HBO Max original movie. Then they pulled it from HBO Max and released it in the theaters. So if they really wanted to, they could have released Batgirl to theaters. They just did not want to. And I see Perp shaking his head, so I must have gone.
No, not at all. Not you, sir. I was just reading Forth's disgusting comment of Haircut versus Batgirl. Hey, how about we get one movie out first, and then you could get the different cut of the movie that already came out. That's fair.
Brendan Fraser, Michael Keaton. Like, I don't think there's any way that movie could have been as bad as they said it was. Like,
well, that's the thing. Nobody said it was bad. They said it was unreleasable. Now, what I believe means,
it got the same score as the first It.
What I believe unreleasable means is that it was designed to take place in a DC universe that wasn't going to exist now.
Yeah,
The Flash was supposed to end with Michael Keaton continuing as the DC universe's Batman.
Right.
And I think the thought was, now that we've changed course, to put out a movie where Michael Keaton is Batman again is going to confuse people, because that makes no sense now that we just killed Michael Keaton off.
And set up George Clooney at the end of The Flash.
Also, Michael Keaton did a cameo in Aquaman 2 that got cut. Yeah. So I think that's what they meant by unreleasable, because everyone who's seen it,
at this point, it doesn't matter. You could put your brain it doesn't. It's an alternate universe between Peacemaker and all this stuff.
Oh yeah, now it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, it's got to see the light of day eventually.
It will have Blue Beetle and Flash Energy. Now with those directors, and not from what I've seen, like those,
that's my praise.
Okay, I liked Flash. But dude, like from what I saw, they're shooting on practical sets. Like every shot is like an interior set or like a practical set.
For Batgirl?
Yes,
they look beautiful. All the photos I saw, like the fucking tower shot and stuff, I was like, this is incredible.
The fire truck chase, like they were doing like within camera, like the motorcycle and the fire truck with the flamethrower, all practical in set. It would not have looked like the Flash.
CJH, it was not deleted. It was not deleted.
He's just trolling me. These guys, when I get in my Batgirl, I've
heard people say that before. That's not how Hollywood works. You don't delete a full movie. You don't do that.
Sometimes you do.
It was not deleted.
I don't believe Batgirl was deleted. I'll put that out there. I think Batgirl's somewhere on a shelf.
Someone has it. I'm gonna find it.
I bet the directors probably have it. They probably have a version of it somewhere.
I keep thinking it's got to be easier than ever to leak these things, because like the Justice League CBS TV pilot leaked, and the Corman cut of Fantastic Four leaked, and can't someone at Warner Brothers just stick this on a thumb drive? And
wait until the acquisition happens and people are mad about losing their jobs. Then we'll get massive leaks of stuff. So,
well, you know what? You've given me a perfect segue, because our next topic is Warner Brothers is apparently officially for sale. Now, there's one thing.
Netflix.
One thing I gotta ask here, and because I don't know the law, like I'm not a lawyer, but John Campea was saying about a week ago that Warner Brothers has to sell, because legally, as a publicly traded company, once there's an offer, you're required to take that offer to your shareholders. So according to him, we were saying on your stream, Eric, that they're not for sale. But if he is correct, and I don't know if he is, maybe this is one of the rare instances where we could use Voltaire. He says that they're required now to sell because there's been an offer, and that you have to do that.
I don't think
that's what happened with Elon Musk, right? Where he was forced to. There's one point he was going to back out of Twitter, and like, no, dude, you got to do it. Like,
well, I think
no,
that you have to take. I think the way it works is if they say yes, you can't walk away from it. Like if they make an offer and then you agree to the offer, they can't back out of it. But I don't think you have to sell to a person. Like
you don't have to sell, but if there is an offer, you have to present it to the shareholders. If the shareholders vote that yes, we want to sell, then the sale can go through. It falls under fiduciary responsibility to a company. Bring up Elon Musk and Twitter, because Elon Musk had already committed to buying Twitter and then pulled out. Twitter had sued him, and the court forced Elon Musk to go through with the deal. Because when Elon Musk pulled out, it actually affected Twitter's stock price.
Yes, because he had agreed to it already at that point. So
yes, and then when he pulled out, Twitter sued him, and then the court told Elon Musk, no, you have to go through with this buyout.
I don't think the whole company is. My speculation is we're going to see IP sell-offs. That's what we're going to see, and they're going to break up the company. I think that's what's going to happen.
Well, you've already seen a breakup in the company. Didn't Zaslav already split it up?
Yeah, the Discovery and the Warner Brothers stuff has now been re-split again. So I think what we're going to see is we're going to see him selling off Warner Brothers. I don't think this. I think he wants to keep Discovery together.
Yeah,
but I think
he's from Discovery. He wants to keep Discovery.
Yeah.
Oh my!
We have to give a shout out.
Says Chris Gore is her husband's hall pass.
Oh God!
Well, Razor Factual, you should send your husband to Dragon Con next year because he's quite accessible there.
We got to give a shout out to a friend of the channel, Sean O'Rourke, who said the way Zaslav has been operating these last couple of years has been like he's ready to sell this thing.
Yeah,
off,
for sure.
Chopping it off.
I agree. Well, he's sold off like weird shit, like Looney Tunes and stuff like that. Why did he dump all of these things? Like, I'd say sold off. He dumped them off of the main app, and he's been selling the movies off, and it's really weird.
Yeah, and especially with the Looney Tunes, since that's like Warner Brothers' legacy right there. Because the Looney Tunes go back to when, the 30s?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, let's just go around real quick and hear what everyone's thoughts are about a sale, because I'll tell you, there's people out there that are saying Netflix. There's people out there that are saying Paramount. There's people out there that are saying Universal. Let me give you my takeaway real quick. Number one, I don't want Warner Brothers to sell. I think Warner Brothers selling is bad for business. It creates another merger, creates one less space where creatives have an opportunity to sell ideas, and it's one less studio out there. It's one less area to sell your wares if you're a creative. I also think it's going to lead to lots and lots of layoffs, because there's going to be job redundancies when two studios become one. We just saw it with Disney and Fox. A lot of layoffs because of those mergers. People are going to lose their jobs over this. So I don't want a sale at all. If we have to have a sale, I think the worst choice is Netflix. It will destroy the theatrical business because Netflix is so allergic to putting things in theaters. So I pray that Netflix doesn't get their grubby hands on it. That would be the worst case scenario. Second worst for me would be Universal. I would hate to see Universal get it, because Universal has been working hard to undermine the theatrical business by releasing movies on digital PVOD 2 weeks after their theatrical release. They are the worst studio for that. So those are the two that I would most hope don't get their hands on it, is Netflix and Universal. If they have to sell, I'm going to say the one studio I would most like to see get their hands on it is the one studio that hasn't been mentioned yet, Sony. Because Sony has been very, very respectful of the theatrical business. They're the only studio that doesn't have a streaming service, so they have not prioritized streaming. That's why when Quentin Tarantino was going to make his last movie, The Critic, and they asked which studio you going to go to, he said, "I'm going to go to Sony because they will guarantee me a theatrical release. They won't pull any of this going to digital too quick bullshit." So, from a avenue of respecting the theatrical model. If we have to have a merger, I would most like to see Sony get it, but frankly, I don't want a merger. So what is everyone else's thoughts?
Sony.
What did you turn into, Anthony Beltry?
True. He's hitting on Blumhouse right now. He can't be doing that with Black Phone out there. Come on.
Wait, Anthony's hating on
Blumhouse. He's hating on Blumhouse. Here's the thing. It's with the world we live in today, I'm not surprised. My only thing is just I'm a film guy, and it's Warner Brothers. It's a legacy thing. It's 100% personal. It's 100% nostalgia. Other than that, I really have no say, it's an opportunity for me to get Batgirl, like the way looking at a positive. But other than that, like, it's just I don't know. I like talking about movies and stuff. Like this is like it's an important event, but it's like it's another business thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's like it happens, you know. Hope everyone's okay. No one loses their job, which is gonna happen, you know, if they get bought out. Who would I like for them to get like?
Who do you think would be the
man, just to stir things up? I think Netflix would really fuck things up, man.
Oh no!
It would just really stir things up. It's like, what do they do with that IP? I want to know what they do with that. Like, if they have that IP, do they really debut the next like DC movie in Netflix and not in theatrical? Like, there's like, that's crazy. That seems crazy.
Do they put Batgirl out on streaming because people want it?
Yeah. No one's gonna ask for that. I'm alone. I made peace with that. I'm alone in this. But like, I think that's just great. Like Paramount, that to me is a business. It's just business as usual in a weird way. The only thing I lose is like that nostalgia of Warner Brothers. Hopefully they'll probably keep the logo like how Disney's done it. They still use the Fox logo for like the Alien stuff. You know, it's part of that. It's part of Alien. It feels like that's part of the movie. You get the Fox logo before you get Ellen Ripley or a Xenomorph.
Yeah.
See, I think what everyone is ignoring, because everyone is more focused on what will happen to DC, but you're also forgetting about all of the decades of animation that is at Warner Brothers' disposal, especially with the Hanna-Barbera library.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen with all that? So my hope, if there is a buyout, that it would go to a studio like Sony or Universal that actually values its animation. That way you keep all that animation going. Because I couldn't stand this way back in 2019 when the Disney Fox merger was happening, because everyone was so focused on the X-Men coming back to Marvel, but they neglected the rest of the Fox library that was going to go over to Disney. And then once the merger happened, and then everybody went, what's going to happen to Rocky Horror Picture Show? Is Disney going to put it in the Disney vault? Because they didn't think 2 steps ahead in that regard. Everyone was so focused on let's bring the X-Men back home. Let's bring the X-Men back to Marvel.
I've thought about this quite a bit. I made a video earlier about it, but I'll probably think more about it before Thursday because we'll talk about it on my stream. But right now, what's crossing my mind is without Warner Brothers, Disney pretty much owns movie theaters. Like, that's the thing. All of these great movies that Warner Brothers has put out, especially this past year, would not have been put out. We don't know for sure. I would say probably not if it's owned by, say, Netflix or another studio that has access to those mid-range movies that has no interest in theatrical releases. The last thing I think anybody wants, even as somebody that loves Disney, is Disney having no competitors. Like, Warner Brothers and Disney are the top dogs when it comes to like the big movies that come out in theaters. There's a few outliers, but this year Warner Brothers beat Disney just by a hair, but so far they beat Disney in overall total sales this year. And that just shows that they are the biggest competitor to Disney.
But wouldn't that still be the case? Because if look at Paramount.
Now it's Netflix.
Well, let's look at Paramount. Let's say Paramount acquires Warner Brothers. Mm-hmm. Paramount has not had a successful theatrical slate recently.
Right.
Even they put out one of my favorite movies of the year, Novocaine. Nobody went to see it, because everybody wants original movies till you give them one. Then they don't want them anymore. But I think part of the reason Paramount's interested, Skydance, they just got their hands on Paramount. Why do they want Warner Brothers so bad? I think it's because Paramount has not been having success at the box office, but
They don't have
DeLuca-
franchises really.
DeLuca and Abdi have been having a lot of success. So I think they want that Warner Brothers slate of films over at Paramount.
I think they're going to run into the same problem that Disney is running into, and that is not having enough release space for everything they have.
Oh yeah, no,
That's the
absolutely.
issue. Is Disney right now has too many IPs and they don't want to be competitive. Warner Brothers being competitive to Disney and also to Paramount was healthy for the theatrical windows, like for all these movies. Taking that out of the equation, then you have Paramount trying to decide, like, because I looked over what franchises do they still have? They have Star Trek, Transformers, Mission Impossible, Ninja Turtles, Sonic the Hedgehog, Indiana Jones, right? Was distributed by Paramount. Or originally,
it was distributed by Paramount, yes, but Lucas owned it.
Yeah. So my point is though that we don't want studios owning so many IPs that they don't want to step on their own toes, and we end up with like either an overloaded box office that makes everyone make less money, or a very shy box office where they don't want to release things because they're worried about stepping on their own toes. I don't think anybody wants that.
I think the way audience members consume media, I think that's kind of the play to do it, where they have to step on each other's toes to compete with streaming, where no one gets where they have to pull like a bunch of movies out, see which one catches, because like the competition is just so of trying to get people to leave their homes. It's the biggest obstacle. So it's like what they can't spread it out where it's like, maybe the next month, our movie next month is the one that gives us money.
Maybe, but talking about Netflix, I've got a couple little things I want to add here.
Yeah.
Ted, what is his name? Ted Sarandos from Netflix. They asked him about whether or not their board was interested in acquiring Warner Brothers. His statement was, "We've been very clear in the past that we have no interest in owning legacy media networks, and there's been no change in that." So I don't think they're even going to make a bid on Warner Brothers. I think Netflix is pretty much, unless something drastically changes in their business model, I don't think they're going to do it. Sony, on the other hand, though, just either today or yesterday, I think it might have been today, the one of the heads of the PlayStation division of Sony, like the gaming division, had talked about the fact that Sony's worried because the hardware on the PlayStation is reaching a finale. Like it's like they're getting to the point where it's literally just going to be a computer. Like that, it's gone so far that it's literally going to be a computer, and they're not going to have those big ticket items anymore. So Sony may go, hey, we're not going to be able to make so much money off of our consoles. If we have Warner Brothers, that gives us that to sort of make up for the money we'd be losing on gaming, which is a big bit of money for them. So I think what you're saying, Joe, about Sony, it's quite possible they might actually be interested in it. And I honestly think it's going to come down to Paramount and Sony, honestly.
What Universal? What did they say? Nothing with Universal.
Let me see what they said about this. Hold on.
Universal.
I'll tell you. Here's what really worries me.
They got the parks.
Here's what really worries me about Paramount. Degrassi Knowles has told us, he's.
Shout out to Degrassi.
I don't know what Degrassi does. He's never said exactly what he does, but he works in the industry, and he's warned that the Ellison family, like he says, that he's a firm believer the Ellison family is going to kill Star Trek. He thinks they're just going to kill it off because apparently they are so right-leaning that they're offended by Star Trek's message. That's what he's told me. So I don't know if that's true, but it makes me not trust the Ellisons. Quite frankly, if there's
wouldn't they just sell it off?
I don't know. I don't know.
So NBC Universal has made no statement. They were asked about it. They made no statement. But analysts consider them to be a wild card because they don't know if they have the capital to buy Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers Discovery has a huge debt load, even with the progress they've made. So we're talking about starting around $35 billion in debt you would be buying with Warner Brothers if you buy it as a package deal. So the only way that would happen is if these companies, like I said before, I don't think one company is going to buy all of it. I think we're going to see portions of Warner Brothers sold off to different places because that seems like the most cost-effective way for these places to buy things. But I do believe that places like Paramount, possibly Universal, possibly Sony, would love to have the filming capabilities that Warner Brothers has with studio space, filming locations, deals with different places to go shoot their movies in, things like that. That's where a lot of that money comes in, because one of the reasons Disney wanted Fox wasn't just for the IPs, it was for the additional volume of accessibility to filming in different locations. So we'll see. I don't think Universal has the collateral to pay over 35 billion in debt or whatever it is.
I think Paramount's still the favorite. Though again, bringing up Degrassi thinks it's going to be Amazon. I got a message. I got a private message from Degrassi earlier, and he said
that's crazy. I didn't even think about Amazon.
He said, "Be prepared for the MGM catalog to finally be reunited," because the MGM catalog was split between Warner Brothers and MGM. So I don't know. He thinks it's going to be Amazon.
Let me see what it looks like on their SEC filings. Hold on. I just want to see what kind of money they're running around with. See, they're going right now. Their shares are going for $20.33 per share. According to what I can see here, they do have the financial capacity to acquire Warner Brothers, money wise, based on what I'm looking at. But they've not made any statements. I can't find any statements made by them on buying it. But they seem like they're capable of buying it with the debt included if they wanted to.
Joey says Sean O'Rourke said the same thing about Star Trek. And that worries me because Sean O'Rourke and Degrassi don't often agree. And if they're both saying the same thing about the Ellison.
But the question is Paramount versus Amazon. Which one would we rather have access to all of these Warner Brother properties?
I don't know.
Because think about it. Amazon already has a bunch of stuff. Like they've got the Batman stuff. They've got a few other things from Warner Brothers over there.
They got James Bond now.
Now, Amazon did say they were committed to theatrical.
Yeah.
CinemaCon. So I don't know.
Yeah, they're gonna put James Bond in theaters.
They've got big dick money over at Amazon though. Like they've got enough money to do
What if it's Angel Studios?
Oh God.
Hillian Dread says the Snyder Bros are getting a Weddy.
Netflix doesn't want it, but yeah, no, a Weddy. No, they don't want it though. They've got two CEOs that have both said they don't want to get involved with legacy media. So
that's so legacy media gets off their back and then they buy it.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean they won't buy pieces of it. You know what I mean?
Apple.
Like they could buy pieces of it, but
Apple. What about Apple? They have a lot of money.
Let me see.
They don't give a shit about money either. It looks like they'll just buy it, just dump it.
Well, Media Archive Mike says BS Joe, the younger Ellison likes Star Trek and is not as right leaning as his father. I hope you're right.
There's no way they're gonna box Star Trek. There's always gonna be like,
all right, Apple's got big dick money.
Yeah,
$3.9 trillion in value.
Yeah, they'll do it just to dump it. But like, if anything, these guys they just go, hey, what if Star Trek went more Christian? Like, they'll do something stupid like that. They wouldn't just like stop it. Like, no.
They'd just be like, we put God on all the ships. There'll be a big ass cross.
Like, what does God need with a starship? I'll show you.
Yeah. Let's go and ask him. And then next shot they're praying. It's like
transport is separated by gender. It'll
Star
be great.
Trek 5 Part 2. We'll show you exactly what God
They'll
will
do that.
I didn't think about Apple though. Apple's another one that like Apple TV's actually got good shit on it. There's some really good shows on Apple TV.
Yeah, a lot of it by Warner Brothers too. Like
F1 wasn't F1 theirs, and then Warner Brothers distributed.
Yep. They've got money. Apple TV is a loss for them by a couple $100 million a year. Like as a like for making shows and stuff, but it brings in billions of dollars in extra value to the company to have these properties. So they keep putting stuff out, even though it's not necessarily making them a ton of money.
They don't care.
Yeah,
it's funny. They're like, we'll give Scorsese $200 million to do a movie. What of it? What of it?
Yeah.
Ridley Scott, here, make your Napoleon movie, Ridley Scott.
I do hate that, like, the expendable people are going to be the workers in the industry that aren't the big stars. So, like, the sound people, the lighting people, the craft services people, all of that will get affected by whatever happens with Warner Brothers.
Well, I think the only thing we could be sure of is that James Gunn is definitely going to be fired because I heard that on Cosmic Book News.
Yeah.
So. And Aaron Fisher said it, so.
Who's he replaced by?
Angel Studios.
Yeah,
just a bunch of people. Jim Caviezel.
He backed out of the Passion of the Christ too. or
Now
whatever
we
the
know
fuck it
why.
was.
He's like, I'm
Yeah.
ahead of
We're
DC.
bringing back Dean Cain.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh boy. Well, that's all I got for tonight.
Star Trek: The Search for
Oh,
Jesus. That's
yeah.
fucking hilarious.
Oh God.
They already had God. Remember, they did that already. So
What does God need with a starship? That's one of the greatest lines in Star Trek history. What does God need with a starship? Jim, you don't ask the Almighty for his ID.
I don't know, man. Like I think that that it would be nothing but net negatives for Warner Brothers to be purchased as whole. I think that the best case scenario is that some of these properties go to places that are going to treat them right. That's my opinion on it.
So Tubi could buy technically Batgirl. Like Tubi could buy Batgirl.
It could be. Tubi's got like Batwoman on it already. They could just add Batgirl to
And
the
they
catalog.
don't
They're
they
the
have all
only
the
ones
Looney
that do-
Tunes?
I'm gonna see if we could do that.
I think so.
I know they have the Looney Tunes show from 2011.
Tubi and Roku, which the Roku channel, which are two freebie channels or whatever,
Yeah.
they are amassing more watch time than a lot of the streaming services because they do it on ad revenue alone. And that's all it is. It's just ad revenue.
Tubi presents a Tubi original and it's Batgirl would be the most amazing thing, like the most amazing feeling for me, like the most amazing feeling. Tubi, that little logo
Brought to you,
there.
but with limited commercials for the Tubi
Yeah.
original Batgirl.
Oh my
So you
God.
get ads at the beginning and the end of the movie.
I would love that. Man could dream.
You know, I saw a movie in the theater at the end of August. Okay. Terrible movie. Absolutely terrible movie called Run. It was an alien invasion movie.
Oh, you saw that one?
I walked out. It was so bad. I bailed on it.
Wow.
But
You couldn't tell by the cover. Show the cover art just so everyone can laugh at you, Joe, for even attempting that shit.
look, it's not like I pay for these things. I'll go see anything. I'll sit through anything.
I don't think Google's interested in buying Warner Brothers. I don't see that at all.
What about Elon Musk? Okay.
Maybe
Let me see.
Twitter Brothers, X Bros, maybe.
All right. I'm just gonna
Here, I have the cover. I have the cover for you, Joe.
Oh, okay.
Let me just pull it up.
But here's the thing. This movie was in theaters in August. And it's now on Tubi.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it skipped.
It is the most
all
Tubi
other-
original thing I've ever seen in my life, Joe.
Oh no!
And
This
this
is the most Tubi thing I've ever seen in my life,
This is the
Joe.
most amazing thing. This is the most amazing thing. We looked.
I
up
would
the
have thought
direct-
this was one of those shitty documentaries that you see on on YouTube, like
Real aliens exist, or
Yeah,
Fire in the Sky Part 5 or some shit like
Here's
that.
the thing. We looked up the director. We looked up his Wikipedia.
It is a good
This director has made 23 movies in the past 2 years, and all but 2 of them are Tubi originals.
He did You Got Served, so he is reputable.
If you look at his Wikipedia, it's like Tubi original.
Yeah, they're all
Okay.
Tubi.
Let me
Yeah,
say
I see.
this. Apparently, and I have to do some deep diving in this. It might be a fun topic for one night, but there's a lucrative business industry for directors and writers and actors in these Tubi things. They get paid good money for them to just fill up content on Tubi because Tubi just wants things in their library.
Right.
Apparently.
Well, Tubi's like legitimate. They have like that blacklist. They're part of this like the Blacklist Association. So all these like writers and shit are going to be going straight to Tubi. All these great writers that their scripts aren't getting done. They're like going straight to Tubi.
Can you imagine Purple, right? Like somebody comes in with a great script and everybody turns them down, and Tubi's like, "We'll take it." And then you get this fucking. There's going to be a gem in there somewhere.
There is. I've already seen a couple. There's one. I don't know if it's good or not, but for some people are talking about this movie called Match. That's a Tubi original. Shout out to that one. I don't know if it's because it's so bad it's like hilarious, but a lot of people are talking about this movie Match. And
people forget that this is how the film business used to work back in the 30s and 40s. People forget that with RKO, they were pumping out a movie a week, and occasionally you would get a hit.
Yeah.
So I don't think what Tubi's doing is a bad thing. They're just doing what RKO did in the 30s and 40s.
That's a good point, Gary, and that means all they need is one big hit to make up for all of the really cheap things that they're putting out there. So
yeah, and that's how every, not just RKO, but that's how every studio has always operated. Whether it's a major studio or independent, it's those 1 or 2 really big hits that end up paying for everything else.
Oh yeah, the substance.
Here's what I find interesting though. He's made like 23 Tubi originals, and then this one went to theaters, and it's awful. So it's like they looked at this and said, "Oh man, This one's so
Well,
good. I think we gotta go theaters.
They ran with the guy's name. Look what happened with Witchboard with Chuck Russell. Look at that. That went to theaters too, Crazy Joe.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters. Run was worse.
The fourth is laughing. Did you just see the trailer? Fourth, is that what happened? He just wrote LOL. Did you see? Watch
The trailer to what? For Run?
Oh,
I
there's a
saw
trailer for Run. I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, I saw it. It's awful. It's like
Oh, no.
It's like I don't know why you saw this, Joe. But
I mean,
whatever.
this is also what Roger Corman did back in the 50s. He would just pump crap out.
Oh, he does this. He did this till like his deathbed. He was still pumping out a bunch of stuff.
Somebody posted
That was good though. Like that was
somebody posted under the trailer.
all
They said these guys had $45, Temu, and a dream. It's like, oh shit. Oh no.
I mean, that's what they do. A lot of these movies do make money. Dude, you know, I watch all those public domain movies like from Britain. They're all from like the UK and shit. I watch them all. And they're all like that. They're just like Cabin in the Woods, couple young people running around. Like,
Somebody was saying that Tubi doesn't even claim movies on YouTube. Like if you watch a Tubi movie on YouTube, they won't even claim it. I've heard that. So yeah.
I'll test that out next stream.
Hey, quick question. Do you mind me using any of your old content that you don't use anymore?
No, I don't care.
So like I can
not
play
even
this.
mine probably. They're probably
So
just ripping stuff from movies and other channels.
So I can play this.
We'll be looking up for that Gardner bowl cut. We got that bowl cut. We'll be looking up for that Gardner bowl cut. We got that bowl cut. James Gunn, please don't let me down.
Don't let me down, James Gunn. The bullet, James the Bullet Gun. Yeah, you can use that. That's awful.
It's fair. You kidding? That's fantastic. That's what the kids call a banger.
A bopper.
Yeah, I don't know.
A bowler. A bowl cutter.
That and Mr. Terrific showed us his balls. Those
did anyone else in the panel see Black Phone 2 yet?
No, I'm seeing it this week.
No, I haven't seen it.
I got tickets for Friday. So.
It's interesting.
Wait. Should I get a refund on my ticket?
No. It's just
Okay.
it's different.
I
but
love the first one.
it.
I love the first one, so I'm excited.
It's different, but I enjoyed it. Cool.
Isaac, I can't say. I don't even talk to Max anymore. He doesn't even call me.
Well, he's not streaming. Why would you talk to him? He's not streaming.
Yeah, well,
like that's when you went on a panel.
I see how it is. I know. I see how it is.
Stop it, Joe.
I hear from him when
He's
he needs.
busy. He's doing live stuff.
No, I get it. No, I get it.
He's doing live stuff. You're watching Run. Why would you want to talk to him about that?
Yeah, I do. So, but that is all I have for tonight. So unless you guys got something, I got nothing else.
I'm good. I think I'm good. I mean, we've covered all the big stuff from today. I think so. Even Run, we covered Run. So I feel like that's a good stopping off point.
Well, in that case. It's almost the end of the show. James says, have I ever seen a video from Chester Bell?
Oh my lord.
Gee, no idea who she is. I've never been that bored. No.
Wait till Friday. Maybe there'll be a little bit more boredom from a Chester Bell video.
James, I don't know if you're goofing around with us, but Eric has done many videos on Chester Bell, and I definitely recommend checking.
It's brain rot central. Like I literally have to reset my head after watching one of those videos.
I think she puts the most emphasis on the beginning of events. Like, how am I gonna what am I like crawling to the chair that it's so bad? Like she's like constantly like outdoing herself of like her performative attitude of how bad it is.
She has the best freeze frames. Like when you're doing her videos and you pause them, like the freeze frames on her. And I don't like to be too critical because
every pause is a painting.
What do you call it? Like Rachel Zegler with Snow White.
Yeah.
There's one shot in that movie where she is where one eye closes a little more than the other. And they freeze framed that, and it's like, and then they act like, oh, look how ugly this woman is, and it's like
she's walking around the whole movie like that.
It's like you freeze framed one shot. Like I mean, half you insoles would be lucky to if you got a date with someone
A
who looks
wedding.
like
If you got a wedding from her,
yeah, exactly. So I don't like to be too critical because I know all of us. I do my thumbnails. I try to stop it. And I get some weird faces, but it's like every time it seems you pause on her, she's got it's gold. So, Ford thinks she's looking good. All right,
Ford.
there you go.
Come on.
All right, guys. You can everybody tell everyone. Perp, are we still not promoting your channel? Or are we promoting your channel now?
Yeah, you can promote my channel.
Because you used to be like, don't subscribe to me.
No, I want to be in. In order for people to listen to me, I need to be somewhat like I need to have people listening to me.
All right, well, everybody tell. I think we're streaming on Perp's channel too. So
Yeah, I did.
If you're streaming on Perp's channel, you're already there. So.
I would like to put this out there. I think I'm only 163 subscribers away from 1,000.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, I'm at 834. So I think does that math add up? Is it 106? No, 166.
Okay.
Yeah, 166 away.
This fourth. What is satanic shit in my head? No, this is the Thor thing. This is Thor. This is Eisen. This is when I did
Hey, I'm wearing Thor too.
When I did Ash vs Evil Dead, I worked with the stunt team that was doing Thor Ragnarok, and I was a huge Marvel fan, so I was like, "Yo, I can't wait to see it." And they showed me the previs of the Hulk versus Thor fight, and then they gave me a bunch of merch, including this Thor. See, it says Stunt Thor Crew. It was from the stunt team.
They have some of the coolest on-set merch. Like if you get there, they have like jackets and hats and stuff like that.
This is it too, I think. Is it?
I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
Yo, that's a Thor Ragnarok. Yeah. Look at this. We're
Hey,
really
you have a
representing
Thor
Thor
Love and Thunder.
tonight. This is like
I like that one too. Everyone hates
for
on that
sure.
movie. I like that movie.
Which one? Love and Thunder?
I love Love and Thunder.
Oh, Love and Thunder is my favorite of the Thor movies.
I thought it was very good. I thought it was emotional.
I'll tell you this though.
Everyone was saying that it was all cringe jokes. I was like crying at the end of shit.
When I was on the set of Sesame Street, Eric Jacobson, the puppeteer who performs Grover and Bert and Oscar the Grouch, he was wearing a crew jacket from the last Muppet movie, which was titled Muppets Most Wanted. However, that wasn't the working title of the movie, and his crew jacket had the original title on it. It said it was called The Muppets Again. And I'm like, that's awesome. He's got a Muppets Again jacket. That wasn't even the title. That was so cool. So I stole it.
No, Larry, I haven't seen it. It's not playing in theaters near me. It's like only playing in New York and LA.
It's not playing like anywhere. It's a pain in the ass.
Oh my god, I'm so mad about that. I wanted to see that movie at the end.
I heard it's great.
So Gary, you mentioned how many subs you are off from 1,000. Tell everyone the name of your channel so they can go and get you to 1,000.
It's exactly how you see it written across your screen right now, just without my name attached at the end. Now you have to be careful because there's two of them, because I lost access to my old one and Joe knows about this. So my old one might pop up. I think there's only like 43 subscribers on it. Don't click on that one. I haven't uploaded to it in years because I lost access to it. It's the one that has over 800 subscribers right now that I'm still uploading to. I just uploaded a video today about Tron Ares, and later in the week I'm going to upload a video about Predator Badlands that I recorded but haven't uploaded yet.
Okay, and Eric, push your two channels.
So I have let me do this here. It's my Eric Debunks channel, which is my edgy sort of I don't know what you call it, chud debunking channel. Then I have my fun channel, which is the Eric's Reloaded channel, which you see here on the screen as well. And you check me out on both of them. This one, I am pretty close to 23,000 subscribers. On Eric Debunks, I'm a little shy of 8,000. So, wow, there we go.
Oh, and Larry just found your channel.
Oh, thank you, Larry. Appreciate it.
And I'll tell you, and I owe a big thanks to Eric here because ever since I've been streaming on your channel, I've been getting, I was kind of stagnating. I was stagnating in a lot. You brought a lot of viewers over, and I appreciate that. I'll tell you, I have been teetering at just under 4,000 for a while. And I'm getting closer to 4,000. So if you weren't subscribed and you want to help me hit that 4,000 goal, I'd appreciate it. So But
I didn't realize we could
Joe,
stream. Oh,
just-
sorry, go ahead, Gary.
Oh no, I was just about to say I dropped the link to my YouTube channel in the chat. I don't know if it got flagged.
nope, there it is.
I can see
Okay.
it. I can see it.
Okay, so it didn't get flagged because usually whenever you drop links in the chat, they always get like flagged for spam,
Yeah,
and so Joe would have to approve it.
yeah. I didn't realize that we were streaming we could stream to our own audio. I mean, I know we could do it. I didn't know you had it turned on. I just noticed in the corner over there. So next week I will probably just bump over to one of my channels so people can watch over there too. Just to
Okay.
sort of give more visibility to help you get to that 4K if it works out.
Well, I appreciate it. I'd like to finally hit 4K. That would be nice. So, but only subscribe if you're going to watch, because
That's what I say all the time. Don't
one of the-
subscribe if you're not going to watch.
one of the problems I had was I joke around. People think I'm joking, but I'm pretty serious. I always say I have a lot of subscribers, but a lot of them are the wrong subscribers. They subscribed because they saw me on someone else's stream, but they're not really interested in what I'm doing. So they end up hurting me more than helping. But what are you going to do? So we're just trying to move forward, and it seems to be moving along nicely. So I'm happy. I'm very happy. All right, everyone. Until next, we'll do this again.
Hold on.
Oh,
We gotta end with the stream-ending
the
joke.
stream-ending joke. Okay, the stream-ending
Okay,
joke.
stream-ending joke this week. Why shouldn't you tell jokes about being unemployed?
Why?
Because none of them work.
Oh, I liked it.
That was a good
That
one.
sounds like the kind of joke that Phoebe Spengler would have told in the last two Ghostbusters movies. So, all right, everyone. We'll come back next Tuesday. We'll do. Actually, I don't know. I might have to bag it next Tuesday because week of Halloween. There's a lot going on. I don't know. Stay tuned. We're gonna try. To do
I
this
might
again.
stream. I might stream next Monday.
Joe, you're not
Okay.
going to do like a top Halloween horror movies or something
I
before?
don't know.
Halloween?
Maybe we can
Come
do
on.
something like that.
Come
That
on,
would be
Joe.
fun, actually. Yeah,
Come
that'd
on,
be fun.
Joe.
Well, I don't know. I gotta check the calendar. The kids have stuff all the time. But
That's true. I'm sorry.
but then again, I
Tuesday.
go at 10, so we'd probably be home from it. So, all right, everyone, keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas with the plastic feet. Keep wearing those pajamas. Tell everyone you meet. Keep wearing those pajamas with the back door flap. Keep wearing those pajamas. Don't open it, it's a trap. Oh no, it's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander Adamas. But no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas. I know we're having fun. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now the song is done.